Mr. Redhen, you're saying, yo, Jacob, reading your book right now. Do I still do urban exploration? I do not know. I pretty much stopped doing urban exploration in college because I realized that if I continue to do urban exploration and I got like caught doing urban exploration, I realized that there was a very strong like when I was doing urbex when I was like 16, 17 years old, what was going on in my mind was I was like, you know, even if I get caught, even if they want to charge me with like a misdemeanor or something like that kind of thing, for like, I know trespassing is supposed to only be a ticketable offense, but let's say they put something on there as well, for example, or something like that kind of thing. It's probably not going to stick because I was a minor at that time, but after I turned 18, I will acknowledge I did slim down on doing urban exploration, and I pretty much entirely stopped doing urban exploration and going to abandoned places in college, I will acknowledge, just because I was like, I don't really feel like getting a charge on me, and I really don't feel like having that stick on my record for the rest of my life, I'll acknowledge. So I did kind of stop doing urbex at that time, but the whole idea of just exploring your environment has been something that has stuck with me long term. While I might not go to explore abandoned buildings anymore, I do still very, very, very much love exploring my local area, exploring areas that I'm not from, and I'm sure this is something that y'all have seen in my videos, especially recent videos, the LA videos, of course. I'm walking around and exploring Los Angeles, and that's very much something that I really enjoyed doing in my local area. With urban exploration, I just enjoyed walking around, trying to find new urbex spots and everything like that kind of thing. And while I might not explore areas with the goal in mind of finding urban exploration spots anymore by any means, just because that's not something I do anymore, I do still absolutely love just walking around exploring, and now I have the goal in mind of enjoying some alcohol while I explore, than having the goal of trying to find an abandoned building to go inside or something like that kind of thing. But yeah, I really enjoy doing urban exploration. You're also asking, do I miss the urbex, or do I think travel fills that hole? I do think for me, travel fills that hole, I will acknowledge. Urban exploration is a lot of fun, and I, by all means, still want to do urban exploration, just not illegal urban exploration, because what I did in high school was trespassing, I will acknowledge. Like, what I was doing in high school was not legal urban exploration. What I want to do now is legal urban exploration. Like, one of the things I want to do in the future, whenever everything calms down in Ukraine and everything like that, is I want to go to Pripyat and Chernobyl. I want to get the full legal tour of Pripyat and Chernobyl and everything like that kind of thing. I want to go to the Chernobyl exclusion zone. They have a hotel there, or at least they did before what's going on over there right now, which is fucked. But I really want to go out there whenever everything calms down. I would love to stay there overnight and everything like that kind of thing, and get the full tour of like Pripyat. They do guided tours and everything, and even if it's something I'm not willing to go through and do like myself, like illegally and everything like that, I'll totally do like a fully legal tour and just pay for it kind of thing, because that's somewhere I want to go. It's got the whole abandoned thing going on, so much history, and I would absolutely love to go to the Chernobyl exclusion zone and do some of that kind of thing. So I do suppose what I'm trying to say is that my desire for urbex is still around. It's just that my desire to not have anything on my record for the rest of my life outweighs my desire to do illegal urban exploration, but what I do want to do is legal urban exploration. And that's one of the things I love about traveling, because when I'm traveling, I get to go walk around and see different places that I've never seen before. One of the big things that really sticks out to me that was an experience I had when I was traveling in Japan the latest time was my bike ride out to Shikanoshima Island near Fukuoka. And that was an amazing time. I ended up biking like 35 miles in a day, and I vlogged the whole experience. Got a vlog of that up if you guys haven't watched it. Highly recommend. But I just biked out there. And I might have not shown it all on video because I didn't want the video to be like 5 hours long. And I did have like legitimately like 9 hours of video from that day. Like I would just stop and just like kind of take a look around at the town and take a look at like different buildings and stuff like that kind of thing every once in a while. And a little bit of that is definitely visible in the vlog, but it was just a fantastic time. And while I certainly was not willing, like, urban exploration in Japan is super illegal. Do not do that. If y'all visit Japan and want to do urbex, just don't. Just don't. That stuff is super illegal. But there's nothing stopping you from looking from the outside, kind of thing. And that is something that I really enjoy about traveling. Just walking around, exploring a new area, seeing what's going on. I really, really, really enjoy it. So I do suppose really the right way of answering your question is that while I don't feel like the urban exploration hole has been completely filled for me, I do think travel fills that hole significantly enough, and I can always travel to go find legal urban exploration spots if I so desire. And that's definitely something that I do want to do a lot of in the future as well, I will acknowledge. I believe they're starting to set up tours of the Fukushima exclusion zone, if I remember correctly. I believe you can pay for like a day-long tour of the Fukushima exclusion zone in Japan. And while I don't know when I'm going to be doing that, because I don't know when I'm going to be in Japan next, or even in that area in Japan next, if I do visit Japan again in the future, which I do plan on doing, I will acknowledge. I just don't know if I'm going to be in that area during that trip. But that is definitely something I want to do in the future. I would love to have a tour of the Fukushima exclusion zone. I think that would be really interesting, and that's something I would absolutely love to do.